But we have,
and that is not even yesterday. I went on your Instagram and I made a comment because you are the same people that wrote on your Instagram page that we as South Africans are xenophobic. What do you see as xenophobic here? When South Africans are on the streets marching in their own country, what is xenophobic about that?
The xenophobic sentiment, as many people
don't tell me sentiments. Tell me what is xenophobic. Don't tell me about sentiments.
Is asking people to leave the country, who some of them are documented and without any fear.
When have we ever asked people who are documented to leave the country?
Well, many of these people are documented.
We don't even know why they're running away. Do you have proof that these people were hurt or assaulted?
I don't have proof.
Then don't ask me about something you don't have proof of. Don't ask me that.
I wanted to ask you why you have come to this point today.
Because you are here to spread your propaganda.
Not at all.
Continue spreading your propaganda. Don't ask me nonsense. You haven't spoken to us. Don't lie.
I never thought I'll be able to do any video today, but I'm happy to be here again, and I appreciate you for clicking. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section as we get into today's video. I have to be a strong woman today. The kind of videos I'm seeing of late, these videos are breaking my heart, and I'm not happy that we are in an environment where people are being economical with the truth. Otherwise, tell me why people are not willing to leave South Africa without putting up a fight. People are jubilating, people are happy, rejoicing that their fellow blacks are being unalived simply because these fellow blacks are saying to you, fellow blacks, please go back to your black nation and come back the right way. And it got me wondering, if a country like my own, Nigeria, wakes up today and decides, we the citizens decides that all the undocumented, in fact, not just the undocumented, both the documented ones and the undocumented ones, leaves our country, are people going to be this angry? I'm just wondering. Now, we are talking about South Africa, a country that is associated with the word xenophobia. I read according to Google, xenophobia is the irrational fear, prejudice, or hatred of people from other countries or cultures. Rooted in the Greek words xeno, that is strange, foreign, and phobos, that is fear. It typically manifests as hostility towards immigrants, outsiders, or those perceived as culturally different. That is the same country that we are all not willing to leave alone. I mean, why is it not okay for you to even hold your shoes for hand and run out of this environment? Here it is very confusing. It's as if this xenophobia thing is not matching with South Africa. It's not giving, but South Africans must be xenophobic. A country that is not welcoming, a country that don't like you, what are you still doing there? Anyway, let us get into some of the videos. And I begin with this video by Jacinta.
Guys, so I'm not one to record TikTok videos at this time, but I just can't let this one go. So this morning we woke up to the news that Tardo, who was a community activist from the Northwest, had passed away. Now, Tardo stood firm and for the rights of many South Africans in his community, as well as he was a Pan-Africanist from what I can gather. He believed in making Africa better, but also believed that South Africa should be better. I know he was recently fighting for the township economy to go back to the hands of the locals. And this is why some people believe right now that he was shot 5 times at his home. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he was shot by South Africans who had been given money by dodgy characters. I'll just keep it at that. But the saddest thing I saw is that I saw foreign nationals celebrating that Tardo had been shot. And they started saying things like, who's next? And saying things like, the shooter did a good job because Tardo was apparently fighting for the economy of his township to go to his people. And this has really, really made me even more frustrated at the fact that people seem to think that the people who are in danger are foreign nationals, when it's us as South Africans that are constantly in danger for standing up for what is right in our country against these evil people who we don't know, that came into our country, walked in, whose past we don't know what type of military training they have, how ready they are for all types of cruel things that they can do. And every single time, South Africans are the ones that are experiencing threats to their lives, a danger, people's houses getting burned, some of them getting shot, some getting stabbed. And the government doesn't see this to be a security risk for South Africans. And these people are brazenly killing people. DJ Warris, it was the same thing. And here we are again, finding ourselves being threatened for standing up for what is right in our country. And guys, I want you guys to please speak about what is really going on in the country, because the media is not going to tell our true stories. We are the ones that are afraid because of foreign nationals. Foreign nationals are not victims in South Africa. They're doing as they wish. They've got places that they take over. They're organized. They got all types of crimes that they've put together in this country. And now when we are the ones standing up for ourselves, for the future of our children, because we don't want our children to live in a crime-infested country from people who can walk in and out of our country anytime, any day, and do as they wish, we become the targets. Guys, stand up for South Africa. Talk and share your stories. Tell the truth about what is going on in this country, because the journalists certainly won't. When they come out from all those countries that they come here, all these Al Jazeeras, these BBCs, and all these New York, whatever, that come into our country to cover stories, they're not covering it because they want to tell the real story of how much fear we live in as South Africans because of these organized criminals who are hijacking buildings, kidnapping children, who are killing women and children, bringing drugs, prostituting women, raping and killing, and committing all kinds of crimes, from robberies to spaza shop mafias to all of these evil things that they do in our country. And then they go on and celebrate on social media. Guys, please stand up for this country. Speak, be vocal, or the crimes that are happening in this country, imagine how much worse the children of South Africa will suffer at the hands of these foreign nationals, because they will only get worse. I'm gonna attach the screenshots now so you guys can see just how evil these people are. And I so wish one day someone out there in the media will tell the truth about what's really going on in this country, because it's definitely not xenophobia. It's us that are living in fear because of foreign nationals. And when we speak up, we become the problem. This is not correct. And one day the media will be forced to tell the real story.
So if South Africa is really the worst place in Africa, like many of you online are saying, why do so many Africans still choose to move there instead of staying back to build their own countries? And another question, why do many Africans have so much energy to criticize South Africa, but barely the same energy when it comes to corruption, insecurity, unemployment, or failed leadership in their own countries? I am honestly asking because the same countries insulting South Africa every day are also the same countries whose citizens are trying to enter South Africa daily. So what exactly does that tell us?
And that is not, even yesterday I went on your Instagram and I made a comment, because you are the same people that wrote on your Instagram page that we as South Africans are xenophobic. What do you see as xenophobic here? When South Africans are on the streets marching in their own country, what is xenophobic about that?
The xenophobic sentiment, as many people
don't tell me sentiments, tell me what is xenophobic. Don't tell me about sentiments.
Is asking people to leave the country, who some of them are documented and without any fear.
When have we ever asked people people who are documented to leave the country.
Many
We've
of
always
these
been
people
clear.
are documented.
We don't even know why they're running away. Do you have proof that these people were hurt or assaulted?
I don't have proof.
Then don't ask me about something you don't have proof
No.
for. Don't ask me that.
I wanted to ask you why you have come to this point
because
today.
you are here
What is
to
the
spread your
process?
propaganda.
Not at all
Continue
propaganda.
spreading
We
your
are
propaganda.
continuing
Don't
to
ask
speak
me
to
not
all
to
sides.
You haven't spoken to us. Don't lie. You
Here it's because their government failed them. They ran away from their government. They can't now stay for our government to take care of them. We don't owe them anything. They have a government that they ran away from. If they're scared in South Africa, they must move to the next country where they're not going to be scared, or find a government that they can go to who doesn't have a problem. Us as South Africans, the voters, the people who pay taxes, the people whose country this belongs to, our forefathers died for this land, are saying we have had enough of what is happening in our country. And if they continue to tell us that they're not going anywhere, that's not going to be our job to evacuate them. It's either our government is going to evacuate them or their government is going to come and fetch them. Either way, you won't force us to stay with people we don't want to stay with because of the things that they have done. That's the part that they need to be honest about. It's 32 years. If they had problems in their countries, you can't tell me in 32 years we're getting more and more refugees instead of less and less, because it means they're not going home to fix their problems. So we catered for them for 32 years. We paid for apartheid now. We paid our dues. You can't expect us to keep paying for apartheid anymore. It's enough.
So the 30th of June still remains the deadline?
Well, I'll talk to my brothers because they issued the deadline, and I know they have the plan of what should happen. But as much and much, we're just here hoping that the government will respond effectively and will continue to put pressure on them.
Thank you very much. Just saying that this is Rima from March and March speaking
ukuphawula kwami ngokudoba kwabantu la ukuthi nje hey kuyatshengisa khona ukuqhubeka kutshengisa khona ukuthi izwe lethu ngendlela engahloniphekile ngalo ngoba labantu bakhala ngokuthi bayasaba basabela impilo zabo mekuthiwa baye police station bayovula amacala bathi bawavulile kodwa mawufika police station uthola ukuthi inhlangano evula police station.
Illegal immigrants and documented immigrants have been claiming that they're getting arrested by the community in KwaZulu-Natal when they're doing their work and also in their homes. So these immigrants decided to go to the nearest police station to seek protection, and when they got there, they slept there overnight, but the police chased them out of the police station. So they decided to go to the Deconia refugee center so they can seek protection over there, but much and much followed them there. So that ended up obviously in a violent situation whereby there was a clash between the illegal immigrants and also documented immigrants, including the MK and also March and March. So they tried to explain it, the people from March and March, that when they go there to the center, the illegal immigrants and also documented immigrants, because right now we are not sure whether these people are documented or not, and obviously no one can really check while these things are happening right now, because these people are busy gathering at the center trying to get help from the government. So the clash ended up happening, and then the people of March and March claim that the clash happened because one of the refugees or immigrants was videotaping them and they refused to get videotape. And then there was a story about a child who the March and March people said the child was unsafe, so they tried to take the child away to safety, and then a scuffle happened. So it's just chaos and pandemonium at this point.
We were given 30th of May to leave South Africa. Now we cannot even leave our homes. South Africans are all over the streets. They are all over the road. Where I want to come out. They carry akuliki, they walk everywhere. Yesterday my friend come out say he want go back. They pursue him. They almost buy him. So how we want to live in our country? We will cover road with akuliki, stick and everything. How we want to go? Will I give us 30th of May? Allow us, come out, go back inside your room. Allow us to go. When we went 30th reach, we now come out, or 40th, or whatever, we now come out. Anybody wanna see, do what you want to do. No be what you supposed to be that. When I say 30th, I wanna see the road with akuliki. How want they go? If you come out, we now buy us. So we go remain for our house. We go remain for our house until we now come out for that street. Allow us, give us that deadline, say make we go. When we no gree go, anything will go happen. Meanwhile, we dey wait for that 30 and make we see the bombshell wey una go do. Na that time una go no say African You cannot try us twice. I swear to God.
I'm confused. Oh. I'm very confused. If everything people are saying about South Africans is what it is, why are we not willing to go back to our own countries? The only people I can say I understand why they wouldn't want to go back home at the moment, especially at the moment, are people from the Democratic Republic of Congo, due to what is happening in some part of Congo. With the recent outbreak of Ebola in some part of the Republic of Congo, I can say, okay, oh, fine, I get it. With them, I get it. But for the other countries, what is going on in your own country that is making you stay back in a xenophobia country rather than go back to your own country? Fellow Africans, I'm not supporting South Africans. I'm only wondering. You know, if it makes sense to me, I cannot stay in an abusive environment. It's not my thing. How do people function in an environment that is hostile to them? For me, I cannot relate. I don't know how to accept. If that country is mine, and I have no other option but to be in it that way, I'll manage it. But other people's country, and at this point, it's as if there must be, that narrative must stick.